What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Let me make sure this is all cleaned off. Woo! There we go. A little bit better. We are live. Welcome to Mystery Bag Monday. We've got 7 bags on deck. Pretty excited about it. Please don't mind the little bit of heater noise. It's a little bit chilly. We just had cold front come through. So if you've never been to a Mystery Bag Monday, welcome. This is a lot of fun. If you're into vintage t-shirts, this is the right place to be. The way this works is I buy these rag bags that you see behind me. I buy them from local thrift stores that just bundle up a bunch of t-shirts and stuff like that and sell for rag purposes like cleaning up mechanics oil spills and stuff like that. And I noticed that they were doing this and they'd been doing it for a while. And I realized there's probably some valuable vintage tees in there. So we started buying them up. And sure enough, there are. And there have been. So we opened them up live. What's in there, I have no idea. I've not seen it. I can only see from the outside. So you will be experiencing this with me as we go. So in the meantime, as we open up bags, please feel free to ask questions about vintage clothing or whatever, about reselling. This is just a time for us to hang out, answer questions, and explore whether or not we have some dope vintage t-shirts. Also, take this opportunity to brag on yourself. What did you find last week in the thrift? I want to hear it. I want to know. I want to hear what exciting things are going on in your thrifts, what you're finding. It's one of my favorite things to hear about. Thank you, man. The sound is good. It's good to know. Let me know if the heater sound is too annoying. What's up, Rob? What's up? Going pretty good. It's cold. It's a bit colder than it was the last few days. So I'm a little bit chilly, but we're doing all right. It's staying warm in here. Hopefully it gets back to the temperatures we've been having. So what I want to know is, how is your thrift store clean out going? That's what I want to know. I want to know how all those bags are coming, because Denim Beard has the dopest mystery bag event of all times. Yeah. We just got rain and maybe like tornado or two, unfortunately. But anyway, let's go ahead and start digging into the first bag. Pick them up on Thursday. Good. Now I'll tell you what. Oh well. Anyway, I'll tell you what. If I could be there for that, that would be the dopest Mystery Bag Monday of all time. That would be a long live stream. What's up, Rocket? Welcome in. If you've never been here, we open up mystery bags from local thrift stores looking for vintage tees. We have hit big in the last couple weeks. Whoa, what is this? We got something. Michigan Rag Co. Check this out. It's like lighthouses. It's like all the lighthouses of the world. Single stick. Okay, this is cool. Vintage. Check that out. This is a vintage all over print. I guess it's kind of all over print. It's double-sided at least. Oh, yeah, because you got it here on the sleeves, too. These are all the lighthouses of the United States, it looks like. It's actually a pretty cool tee if you're into lighthouses. It's the Michigan Rag Company size medium, but it does look like it's a little bit bigger than a medium. But we're on the board. Oh, interesting. Interesting to know, because maybe there's a few bit more in here. We'll see. But it's always good to start off with like a decent hit. Because once you find one vintage tee, oftentimes that indicates that there might be a few more in there. What is this? Oh, Faded Glory. Never mind. Faded Glory is getting into those mega prints too. Whoa. What's this right here? We got a West Coast Choppers tee printed back, so not all that big a deal. How did I get all that knowledge about vintage clothing? Oh, whoa! Check this out. I don't know if this is vintage or not. Alaska. This is dope. Alaska tee with the basically Shamu with these orca whales. It's double stitched, but it did have a tag. It's still sick. This is a pretty cool tee right here. My brother and sister, or my brother-in-law and sister, live in Alaska. Maybe I'll send it to them. How did I get all the knowledge? Some of it, I mean, a lot of it's just the experience. Uh-oh. We got, look at that. That's one of the variants, I think, too. I think this is one of the variants that are getting hyped up. But a lot of it's just experience, getting out in the trenches, digging, and realizing like I don't know what I'm looking at, so I have to figure it out. Oh, we got another vintage tee. You guys ready for this? You guys ready for this? Vintage Babylon 5. Look at that. 1994. On the shoreline, made in the USA. It's double stitch, but look at that. We are killing it already. What a day. What a day. I don't know what the value of this tee is, but 1994 Primetime Entertainment, Babylon 5. Killer. It is I said size large, a little boxy, but still not bad. This is the first bag, yo. It's the first bag. Golly. Man, so much heat in bag number 1. We got an Adidas shirt, but it's not vintage. It's just all right. We got a single stitch, real faded T-shirt. I'm gonna start pulling up. You guys see, I have no idea what's here. It feels like it's a graphic tee. Dang! Check this out. I think I've had this T-shirt before. Single stitch, mega print. It's a Trinity. Yeah, Trinity products did a lot of these like big T-shirts on Made at the Beach by Trinity Products. That is a great tee. Man, killer. This is a great, the size on this is awesome. It's longer too. Dang. Man, we're on fire. Whew. This is a bit unusual that it's this good. What's this? We got a sturgeon. Is this no? Okay. Yeah, we're good. It's another pretty good one. Only the Strong Survive, Wolf Tea. This is probably early 2000s, late 90s, made in Mexico. But I still sell some. I've sold these a number of times. Pretty good. All right, we got some here we go. Nothing crazy, but it's some vintage The Mountain tees. If you guys know anything about this company, they just do like all these like animal prints, like tie-dye and stuff. I sell these all the time, but especially the vintage ones, like made in USA. Like I sell these all the time, mostly for like $20, $25. But we've got another tee here. I think it's another The Mountain. Yeah, it's another Mountain tee. These are great sizes. Look at that. This is probably also made in America. Yeah, made in America. Yeah, not bad. These T-shirts sell just fine. I just sold one today, actually, this morning. How can you find the things that I sell? I'm trying to think of where the link is. I could probably look it up real quick for you and just drop you guys a link to my store. I think it's oftentimes in the description, but I don't think it's in the description of the live stream. So it's not. I'll drop it in the description at some point here. But we are on eBay primarily. I do sell on some other platforms, but not all our stuff is on those platforms. The username on eBay is Bella Home Boutique, and I will get you that. Oh man, this is killing it. Check this one out. It's another dope tee. Single stitch. Man, that is sick. That wash, whatever they did, is so cool. This is on the rag top. There's a lot of unusual tags today. Look at that. That is sick. Huge print. Man, this bag is not stopping. And we're about halfway through the bag. I thought when I looked at when I looked on the outside of one of these bags, I thought I saw something. I thought I saw something that was interesting. Yeah, this might have been what I saw right here. Not terribly old. Made in USA. We got a Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson long sleeve. Like a it's got a V-neck long sleeve. This is the Made in USA stuff. So this is probably mid 90s, late 90s right here. Double stitch on the bottom there. So this is not bad. I mean, this is a good little vintage piece. Nothing crazy on it, but not too bad. A politically incorrect. Oh wow, that's it. Yeah, that's true. I bet you did. They probably had some stuff on there. Yeah, these days you never know what you're allowed to say. All right, there's the dreaded color. I don't think I've ever seen a vintage T-shirt in this color. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you have ever seen a vintage T-shirt in this color, I've never seen a vintage T-shirt in this color. So, anytime I see that color in the bag, I know it's probably not going to be good. Oh, we got a Alcatraz Hotel on a early 2000s. That's early 2000s. Not even that early 2000s. Alcatraz Hotel. I don't even think. I think it's like 2004. What do we got here? Some gave all gave. Some gave all gave some. Oh, please give some. It's not a vintage tee. It's a blood drive tee again. Here's that dreaded non-vintage color. Man, that Babylon 5 tee. We'll have to come back to that and show that off for folks that getting here a little bit later. That's a killer. I'm gonna show it off right after this bag because that was incredible. Like definitely, I mean, clearly the best T-shirt so far. Even though we've had a handful of good ones, but just so good. Let me pull it up here. We've already pulled this is the leader right here. We're coming in late. We got a vintage single stitch Babylon 5 tee, size large. Incredible find. That's bag number 1. So we've got 2 more bags. Remember to let me know what else you found this week, guys. I'm real curious. I love hearing your stories. Love hearing what's going on, what you're finding. We're into bag number 2. Wood can. Oh, sick. Oh wow, there you go. Yeah, man, like golf stuff, especially certain golf stuff, does pretty well. And in the end, there we go. We got a vintage Delta Jesus tee when all else fails. Read the instructions. You guys know, if you don't know, Jesus tees do have a market. So don't discount them or don't count them out because there is a market for them. Some of them are my favorite ones too. This is actually a Jesus tee. Nothing there. Sick. Way to go, Randy. That's awesome. Sometimes you have to pay the bills with like not vintage stuff that's not like super interesting. I mean, just sometimes you have to do. We got an RVCA tee. Obviously, it's not vintage, but I'm wondering if there's a few more because I lot some of that like skate stuff up and sell it all at once. Got some little like towels. Yeah, sometimes we actually get real rags, and like in this case, these are actual rags, and not just T-shirts. It's interesting because the thrift store that makes these bags just really doesn't put out other T-shirts. Like they don't put out T-shirts very often on the racks. Basically, they're selling all of their T-shirts, and basically, I'm buying them all. So that's pretty wild. Whoa, dude! A Disney Jeff Hamilton. That's a huge piece. Yeah, you're right. Better than the old Gringos. The old Gringos are dope, but man, that's crazy. All right, we got a faux single stitch T-shirt. Just a heads up to all you guys out there that are out in the trenches. See, it's got single stitch, but it is an American Eagle tee. Just Don't get yourself caught, because they out there trying to hustle you. All right, let's see. Come on. I mean, obviously, it's hard to match such an incredible start, but hopefully we can pick up a few things here that are roughly similar. $15, man, that is killer. I've come across a few Jeff Hamiltons in my day. I think I sold one early on when I was like getting into it years and years ago. And every time I find one at the thrift, they always want like $50 to $100 plus. In some cases, it's worth it, but not all of them. Obviously, a lot of them are leather jackets, so everyone always overprices leather jackets anyway. So, thrift stores just love to overprice leather jackets, or sometimes, accurately price leather jackets by accident. So, oh, sick. Thanks, man. $30-$40. That basically pays for all the bags that I got here. So that Babylon 5T is going to be pure profit. It kind of makes me wonder if the guy who owns this Babylon 5T, or where'd it go? That donated this, because it's a fairly similar size to some of the tees that we found last week. I wonder if it's the same dude. Because we got the NWO, we got what's the other one? The Batman Forever tee. That's what I was trying to think of. That's roughly from the same time period. All came out of bags recently. So, maybe this was just held back a little bit from the rag bags. All right, nothing in bag number 2. Bag number 2 is pretty dry. Yeah, Randy, it especially depends on where you're thrifting and stuff. Like big cities, I find like I hardly even like will go to a big city and thrift anymore, because there's just too much competition. Everyone knows to look for single stitch stuff, and so all the single stitch stuff gets bought up, and whatever's left either is like not vintage, or it's like real crappy stuff that's not going to sell. Like now, of course, like I'll go to the bins and stuff, but this is about it. This is so far better than 15 minutes here with what I've found so far is better than an hour at the bins most times. So, so that's pretty wild. Obviously, not every thrift store does stuff like this. So, I certainly am blessed and happy that I'm in a position, on a place that actually does it this way. What the heck is this? No, nothing. But because it takes the nearest Ben's is like 3 hours away. So, Cloud 9 Ranch. Don't know what that is. Yeah, so it's like 3 hours away. So this is the closest I get to the Ben's on a regular basis. So, man, these bags actually sat in my office for a while this week because I got them early on, and I was so tempted to just dig right into them. What do we got here? Groove for St. Jude on an Anvil blue tag. This is like 2000s. I don't think that's anything. Is that Jacksonville? I don't know. I think whatever you're talking about, I think it's buried now, unfortunately. Sorry. Wasn't quick enough. What's this? Oh, nothing. So how are you guys doing with all the gas prices as high as they are? No, the bins I go to the most often, which I think are the dopest bins, and there may be bins that I'm not aware of, but the ones that I go to are in Little Rock. The Little Rock bins are incredible. I've been to the Memphis bins and I've been to the St. Louis bins, and none of them are as good or as easy to navigate as Little Rock. Little Rock typically I think Little Rock is like the largest facility for the bins with the most volume coming through that I've been to ever. And I've been to the bins in Kansas City and in St. Louis, Missouri, in Virginia. I've been to several bins. Austin, like Little Rock. Nobody does it better than Little Rock. So we got a Kansas City bins in here. Jacob F., you a Kansas City guy? My brother lives up there. My family used to live up there. That's when I went to the bins. There's also a bin, Goodwill bins in where is it? In Bentonville, I think. Either Bentonville or Fayetteville. I can't remember. Real small place. It's pretty. It's all right. Oh, dang! Oh, bummer. Look at this. It's not Vint. Well, it's hard to say if it's double stitch, but it's not a. It's a youth size, unfortunately. One saver, 3 nails equals 4 given. It was tagged at one point. It's pretty thin, but not an adult size, unfortunately. I didn't know Jacksonville had one. That's good to know because I can probably get there reasonably. But it's tough. Some of these smaller town bins, like, they just don't cycle a lot of stuff through. So it's hard to say. Yeah, we don't have in the nearest town, there's no Goodwills, period. And probably the nearest Goodwill boutique is probably in Memphis, I think. And most of the time I found that and this is just my experience with Goodwill boutique, is like they overprice crap. They they don't really know what should be there. And so they end up putting like trashy, maybe fake Coach purses in there for like $50. And, it's not typically worth it for, like for me to resell from. That's for sure. But that's kind of why I went, like, I really stuck to the vintage route for. Okay, so gold jewelry, like, that's the stuff I don't know. Like, I wish I knew more about jewelry and gold and precious metals and stuff. I've tried to learn a lot about watches in the last couple of years. But I don't, but it's hard. I mean, I'd never find nice vintage or any sort of decent watches. And if I do, they're always way overpriced. But do I clean my vintage before sale? I do clean some of them. Most of the time, no, not specifically. And that's mostly because it can be really hard to, like, especially stuff that's like a little bit damaged. I don't want to damage it any further. If it smells, if there's clearly some bad staining, or it's like a white shirt that I can lightly bleach or OxyClean, I will do all of that. Like, I will do that for stuff, because I think I can make a significant difference. But I don't just wash things in general just because. Sometimes I wash these things just because you never know. But not as a rule. It's a good. I mean, I know people who do it, and there's probably some good things. Like, there's definitely a benefit to it, but I don't necessarily know that it's like worth the extra time and money that it would take. I don't think in most cases my buyers are going to care all that much. But yeah, like, the smell test is a big one. I want to make sure it doesn't smell. It doesn't feel mildewy or like wet or like, damp or something. But, thousands of items a year, and I've not gotten, I don't think, a single complaint about, the dirtiness or or something feeling gross. But yeah, that's just a sort of item by item test that you kind of have to take. That I take. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you wash your do you wash any of your items like as a general rule, or is it just a case by case basis? I'm curious too. Okay, that's a good tip right there. Wash it in vinegar. Yeah, vinegar is great for like getting scents out. I use vinegar a lot for getting like smoke smells off of leather and stuff. Like a real light uh, vinegar and water mix for like to get leather stuff cleaned up. Oh, that's sick. What a great watch. Really cool. What a cool watch. I got to get to some more estate sales. I've talked about it around here. I just find out about them too late most of the time. Bikers United. This feels old or weird. This is an incredibly thin t-shirt. It's a jerseys tee. It says heavyweight blend, but man, I can see right through this. Like you can look at that. You guys see that? It says heavyweight blend. It's just probably been washed so many times, like the cotton is wore out, and all that's left is like the poly. It's crazy. Look, you can see right through it. But it's the heavyweight blend. That's wild. It's not that old, but it's probably been washed one too many times. All right, we got a bunch of old lady clothes. Not typically a good sign. We got Stop the Line. Holland. I don't know what that is. It's not vintage, but I don't think it is. We got a couple more Stop the Line tees. Looks like I don't know what they are, but oh man, this bag. I don't have a good feeling about this. Wait a minute. Okay, never mind. I thought I saw something. I thought I saw something staring right back at me. Turns out there was nothing. So yeah, that makes sense. Like that's told. I mean, absolutely. I think it should like resellers should not just sell. Like we shouldn't just be putting up anything and everything for sure. Because I mean, you want your buyers to be content with it and happy and not buy some like dirty old rag. But I guess sometimes I'm just afraid. I got another one of those t-shirts. I'm just afraid that I'll damage the t-shirt or it'll get caught and then I'll get real upset. I mean, I could hand wash it, but I just don't have the time to hand wash. And I wouldn't wash certain things like jeans. Most of the time, I will not wash jeans because I don't want to cause them to shrink anymore. And there's the jury is kind of out on. There's an argument about whether you should ever wash jeans in the first place. So what's this? Well, we got a funky Star Wars tee. I think this is a modern tee. For a second, I thought it might not be, but it's a modern tee. It's not. I think this is. I don't know. It's got the Star Wars logo tag in it. I can't remember what era those are, but it's cool. But not gonna sell probably. At least not worth it for me. All right, come on. Let's get one more like really great T-shirt. Let's get one more T-shirt here. I'm real happy about the Babylon 5 tee. So you're not gonna. These bags aren't gonna ruin my day if there's nothing in them. But well, that's good. Yeah, OxyClean is great. Love OxyClean. Yeah, that's so. The smell scent is interesting because I've probably had more issues with clothing that smelled like had fragrance on it, and there is a growing number of people very much against fragrance, and they have allergies and stuff to it. So there's that non-vintage color, and so I'm always a little bit picky about that. We don't use like fragrance. Oh, we got a boot, crappy boot, but not quite a rag. But so I'm always a bit cautious about fragrance because people. I've had things returned because they smell too much like Febreze or something. Vintage clothes that you do repair on minor defect like pin. Um, I've not done. I don't do repairs for pinholes or frayed collars unless they're separated. If they're separated, and I can sew. My wife is pretty good at it, and she can sew it back. We'll sew them back. But a lot of times you'll have like a blowout in the armpit that can be fairly easily repaired. If it's a higher end item, I will repair it for sure. We'll put the collar, we'll connect the collars back if they're separating, especially if they're black because you can put black. You can use black thread and it's like not even visible. Um, yeah, if I buy stuff for myself, I always wash it too. So um, for sure. All right, bag number 3, and we have 2 more bags to go. And I don't think we've gotten to the bag that I saw some like. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. I see something here that looks like it could be promising, but I don't know yet. So we'll see. Could be promising. We'll have to find out. We got a little poop emoji tee. Nothing there. What's this? That's a big old crop top. McDonald's hamburger. 15-cent McDonald's hamburger. First edition. What is this? This is not old, is it? That's weird. It's real thin. No, that's not old. It's got this like plastic thing. But it's weird because it looks like it's single stitched. It's just one stitch, but I don't know if this is it's just because it's folded. Yeah. All right. That's not what it's a weird t-shirt. Oh yeah. That's sick. I did not do I only did a couple thrift stores today. A lot of thrift stores in the country are closed on Mondays, which is kind of funny. But out here in the country, Mondays is not a good thrift day. Um, they're not typically they're not people stores take Monday off just because of the way that the locals out here, their schedules and how they shop. So um, typically some of my favorites, my more favorite spots to go are not open, so that I go to those towards the end of the week. So unfortunately, outside of this rag bag, this is the best action all day. Some Razorbacks junk from Dollar General. So how many of you guys have to I'm curious about this because I have to drive like 20 minutes to get to any thrift store in any direction pretty much. Except maybe one direction on a specific day. There's a thrift store that's open that's about 15 minutes away. But how many of you guys are driving like 20 minutes or more to your nearest thrift store? Yeah, a lot of restaurants closed. Yeah. So how many of you guys driving 20 minutes or more to the nearest thrift store? Nothing there. And I'm kind of asking because I'm kind of curious, like, is higher gas prices a deterrent for you if you have to drive far? Or are your trips typically like profitable enough that it doesn't make much of a difference? Because, we got a little Made in USA Nike, small, very small, with a hole in it, but it's got the Nike embroidery. Made in USA, small. Wow, very small. Never said that, but we might hold on to it. It's got a hole. I think it's got a hole in the back. Looks like we have some stuff from a yard sale. I've got a bunch of tags on here, little like stickers. Oh, nothing there. 1 hour to the bins. Wow. John, congratulations. That's the life right there. 3 within walking distance. There you go, Randy. 2 birds, 1 stone. That's good. So Howie, that's an interesting question. So if you drive an hour to the bins, are you spending like most of the day in the bins? Like, are you spending a good amount of time? Pretty. In my opinion or my experience, like if I go to any bins, I'm there for like half the day, if not more, um, just to make sure that I get all the green I can get. So some of you guys sounds like some of you guys have commutes um, that are not 2 birds 1 stone type of commutes. Are you like are you considering changing your thrifting patterns if gas gets to a certain point, and if so, do you know where that point is? We just got gas just hit 3 I paid 366 today, which I know is probably cheaper than the national average, but still for us that's a lot of money because we have to drive, good decent distances. Nice. Yeah. Howie, that's a great deal, especially if like you're a weekend warrior. You can put in the work on the weekend. And you can be there for so long. There's so much stuff that comes out. The bins really are. I've even we've even considered moving. Like when we look at places that we want to live, like the bins is actually a factor in our decision making. Interestingly enough. Ooh, yeah, you gotta be careful with OxyClean. I only use OxyClean with like straight up white t-shirts. Most of the time, we got more of them Holland tees. I have no idea what the company is. Um, what do we got here? We got a blank. We got a blank Fruit of the Loom pocket tee, single stitch, lots of little holes on it. So like holes like this, you guys might not be able to see it, but holes like this, I won't. These little pinholes, I won't. I don't repair those because those are a little bit harder to repair in a way that doesn't look obvious. Oh, come on. This is second to last bag, so hopefully we can hit up something pretty good here. Yeah, garage sale season's tough, man. Like, at least around here it is, because I'm super pumped to get going. I get out there, and if I don't hit, like if I just come up, empty on like, the first 5 and I had to drive like an hour and I just dropped all that gas money, I just feel defeated, and I'm like, I don't want to go any further because I'm like, I don't want to be disappointed anymore. So, I mean, it's tough. Like, at least for me, it is. I love garage sales. Don't get me wrong. Um, we do have a. I'm curious. This is a good question too. Do you guys? Does your local town have a day in the year that they do a town-wide garage sale? Because our town does, and the towns surrounding us do. They have a weekend where it's just citywide yard sales, and it's like that is the day that I have to be like on the top of my game um, early in the morning and just cruise through everything. Does your town have a citywide yard sale? Citywides are my favorite for sure. Like, I mean, talk about efficiency. People are out there making deals. Um, you're not gonna like if there's only like 5 yard sales in a day. You know, there's a lot. It's easier to compete because there's so many options that somebody hasn't just already cleared through all of them by the time you get to them. So, I mean, those citywides have been like they're like a national holiday in my household. So Well, I don't know what date they've planned this year, but it's typically like in April. So, um, so hope we're. Oh man, this has been cool. I don't think this is vintage or anything, but somebody cut up this Dragon Ball Z T-shirt real good. Let's see. I don't. I don't. I think this might have been one of those reprints, but still pretty cool. But they cut it the heck up. Nice, Randy. Yeah, I've actually gone to some of the ones in northern Arkansas. Um, I think I did. I think Mountain Home had one that we went to last year. I think it was Mountain Home. Uh, but yeah, love the citywide yard sales. Nice, 4 Goodwills within 10 miles, plus another 3 or 4. That's sick, dude. Man, we started off super strong, but we have not had much luck since. It's some days are just like that, I suppose. All right, last bag, everybody. This pile's getting mighty high. Do 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 do. All right, so what can we find? What can we find? Yeah, those Randy, you're right. The small Ozark towns, because and I've noticed like specifically like in North Arkansas, because there's so many. I mean, it's become such a retirement town, that or retirement area. You just there's a lot of old clothes, and some of those towns are really really great for thrifting. Um, Lots of old people. Oh, this is a big old. Whoa, this is cool. You can't see it. It's huge. Whew. But this is Ralph Lauren. It's a little bit dingy up here, but it's got some embroidery work here. It's like the Yacht Club. This is Ralph Lauren Yacht Club, I think, which is a sort of like a little sub brand that they put under it. But it's white and it's got stains. But it's got all this big patchwork here. I'm gonna keep this. We're gonna run this one. This is a candidate for the wash. We'll throw it in, maybe a little bit of bleach, try to wash it up, get it white, get some of those those stains out, and get and maybe clean that up enough to where it's worth reselling. Yeah, the bins can be so competitive. What's this? Genuine Blues, some like youth T-shirt. Bins can be super competitive because you're not just fighting. You got vintage guys in there. You got other people who are just looking for anything and everything. And it's kind of fun. I'm curious y'all's experience, because in my experience in the bins, like I can identify the vintage heads, right? But like 95% of them are only looking for vintage T-shirts. So that, like in Little Rock, it's like no one's looking for anything else but vintage T-shirts. So everything else, like a vintage wise, like jeans, they just ignore most of the time. And so, like when I'm down there, like I can clean up because nobody else is looking for anything other than like vintage T-shirts, which I understand why. I mean, it's like that's like the biggest pound for pound score you can get is like a real valuable rare vintage tee that you're gonna pay like $1.50 for. But like going down there and like digging with some of those guys, they leave so much of that stuff on the table. I found some incredible like low life polo stuff from the early 90s, like some killer like collection pieces that they just totally ignored because they they weren't looking for anything but vintage tees. So, um, yeah, Dawn is the best. Dawn is the best in terms of oil, in my opinion. I've not found anything that does it better. Um, yeah, for sure. Now, it's kind of interesting because, like, I've tried a lot of different things. In fact, I tried to do a video. My wife and I tried to do like a cleaning video, and it just didn't work out. Like, it just wasn't the video just wasn't clicking. Um, but I started realizing, like, there's almost at some point, and I don't know if you guys experience this too, but there's almost at some point, like, there's certain t-shirts you're not going to be able to clean. Like, certain stains just will not come out. And you can almost do more damage to the t-shirt if you like try too hard to dig to try to get those out. But you have to be careful, because I did that, tried real hard. It wasn't a valuable t-shirt, so I wasn't super concerned. But like, I tried real hard on this one tee to get on this white tee to get some of the stains out, and it just wouldn't come out no matter what. No matter what. Oh man, Howard, that's you. Yeah. See, that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of people that got into vintage because it was because of vintage t-shirts. I get it. Like, that's the stuff I see people wear. But there's so much more like super dope stuff out there that's super cool. May not be the most fashionable, but it's got history, got character, it's interesting. And sometimes it ends up being super like trendy at some point. So like, there's just so much of that stuff out there that people aren't aware of. You know, that's kind of, I guess, sort of some of the point of my entire channel, is to sort of help bring some awareness to some of those other items. But yeah, you're totally right. eBay sales have been slow this week. How about you? Yes, eBay was slow. eBay's been slow for about 2 weeks. Relatively slow for about 2 weeks. And that's not unusual, at least in my experience. Like, you do have, like, February can be rough because people are just getting like their tax refunds, and with the delay in tax refunds, normally before like the pandemic hit, we would get like March, like we'd hit March and it would like pop off. It would be like one of the best months of the year. But because there's so much delay in returns these days, like I don't think we're going to see that like just big, surge in March like I used to see, unfortunately. Yeah, Jad, do what Den Beard said. That's a good idea. Um, I do have a video somewhere on the channel. I can't remember what it's called or anything, but there's a couple different things that I do. And one of them is to end the listing and then sell the same listing as similar. So sell similar. So end the listing, go to your unsolds, and select sell similar. It basically takes the same item, all the same information, all the same pictures, none of that goes away, and it relists it, and the algorithm thinks it's a brand new item, so it'll pop up as new listing. When things get slow, I do that, and almost immediately it works. Another thing to try, and I think Dina may have already said this, but I've been doing this trick for a few months, like a month now, and it's worked really well. First thing in the morning, we'll probably do a video on this at some point. But first thing in the morning, when you wake up, when you check your offer, what items you can make offers to, find like the cheapest item that is you're not really concerned about making a profit on, and then sell it for like $5. Like, offer it to them for $5. They'll think it's a mistake or whatever, but do it, because what happens is eBay's search algorithm looks for sellers that have a good sell-through rate. So if you start the day off with sales, you're gonna show up higher the rest of the day in search rankings. So first thing in the morning, I find the cheapest, least important, least valuable item that I have, and I make the most like horrendous offer. Like if it's $20, I might offer it to him for $8. You know what I'm saying? Like I probably am only making my money back on that, but I did that just today. And on a T-shirt, I took it was actually someone sent me an offer really low. I took it, and then I've been selling T-shirts all day long. Like, so sell T-shirts, stuff like that. Make the offer. Just make at least one sale in the morning. It's pretty incredible what it will do for you the rest of the day. Oh man, that's funny. Some of the double stitch stuff from the '90s is still pretty dope. Um, but yeah, the take a minor hit, especially if it's not a hit at all. If you bought something, like if I get something out of the bin or out of these bags, and I know that like my average, like I think we've pulled what, like 8 T-shirts or 8 or 9 T-shirts here, so my average is fairly low. But if I average that out and I say I paid $2 a piece for it, I'll sell it for $6. And yeah, I'm not making a ton of money, but all of a sudden, all my other items are going to be higher in search. So it's definitely worth it. So try that out. That can be pretty helpful. But so that was the bags. If you guys didn't notice, that was all the bags. 7 bags. You can see it stacked up right here. Let's do a quick review of some of the stuff we found. We had this vintage Harley Davidson long sleeve, made in the USA. It's the RK Stratman stuff, so it's probably like late 90s. The first bag was where most of the heat was. This dope. Like, we got Buffalo, we got Indian, Native Americans. We got all this Native American stuff here. Like, I mean, this is incredible. Super dope. Single stitch all around. Great. Really cool printing on that. We got some more. We got some mountain tees. These are all like late 90s, early 2000s vintage. Got a couple of them right here. Got a Buffalo one here. It's pretty cool. I sell those all the time. We got a survival of the fittest. Only the strong survive wolf tee. This is like a late 90s, early 2000s T-shirt right here. This is one of my favorites. This is the sleeper favorite right here. Got this white tiger. Like almost looks like it might glow in the dark. I bet it does. I bet this thing looks like it glows in the dark. But this thing is super sick. The fade is incredible, dude. I might just keep this one because it's super sick. It's pretty good condition. I don't see any holes or anything. It's just one-sided, unfortunately, but the fade is incredible. So this one's super sick. Pull this one out of the first bag. We got this. We got this video. We got this picture right here. We got this T-shirt right here. It's like all over print, like all of the. In fact, I'm curious because I've been to some of these. I've been to Cape Lookout. I've been to Cape Hatteras. I've been to Hatteras. I've been to a bunch of these. Chesapeake Bay. I've seen that one because I used to live off the Chesapeake Bay. But yeah, this is a pretty sick T-shirt, like all over print, lighthouse tee. We got this cool T-shirt. I'm not sure how old this is, but this like Alaska tourist tee. It's got some orca whales there, pretty sick. But the best we got. Well, hold on. We got a Jesus tee here too, on the Delta Pro weight. When all else fails, read the instructions. Maybe you should read the instructions before all else fails. I don't know. But the best T-shirt we got today, the prize possession, is the Babylon 5 1994 T-shirt on a Shoreline heavyweight tag. This thing is sick, incredible. It's a Trinity product. No, is this Trinity Products? No, this is Primetime Entertainment Network. But anyway, Babylon 5 is the best T-shirt we pulled out today. Super dope, incredible, great size. Little boxy, but still great size. So, but yeah, I will do it. I'll do a video. I do like a tip video every once in a while. I'll probably do it again here pretty soon, because that tip I've been trying a little bit lately, and it's interesting. It's probably a good reason, because somebody asked me this last week, and if it was one of you guys, I apologize, I don't remember, but somebody asked me last week whether or not, like, do I sell just high end stuff, like a few bangers, or am I trying to sell like just high volume? And the truth is, it's probably better to have a mixture of both. Like, have a bunch of stuff that's cheap and that you feel okay with, parting with at a at cost basis, or just a little bit of profit, maybe doubling your money. And what that will do is, because Cassini, specifically on eBay, because the way eBay works, they want to see people with high sell-through rates, that your transaction conversion rate will go up, and that will help your other big ticket items sell. So on eBay, it's probably really worth having a large variety, because the smaller stuff will help fuel better sales of the bigger stuff. Because I have a lot of great T-shirts, and that I want a lot of money for, and if nobody ever sees it, I'm not going to get enough traction to actually find the person that will pay the money that I want. So I guess it's a little bit of the idea about cross-platform posting, but cross-platform posting can be a tough manage. So I think it's always better probably to have a variety of both, so that they can work with each other, specifically on eBay. Well, anyways, guys, that's about it. I don't have any other bags. I don't have anything else. Check out our video we posted yesterday all about Levi's bell bottoms. Did a little bit of a deep dive into Levi's bell bottoms. Hopefully that will enlighten you a little bit, give you some good information. It was a great night, I would say. At least from one bag, I could have, it's kind of annoying to think I could have bought that one bag and been okay, but you never know. I would have never known what I didn't know. So thank you guys so much for being here. We'll see you guys in the next one. We've got some more videos coming out this week, so stay tuned. So we'll catch you later. Peace.